Shady Belle. The Vanderlyn gang is about to be attacked by the O'Driscolls, but first, they receive a message. The body of Kieran Duffy returns to camp on his own horse, decapitated, eyes gouged out, mutilated beyond recognition. It's one of the most brutal images in all of Red Dead Redemption 2, but nobody's answered the real question with actual evidence. Why did Kieran Duffy die this way? Was he a loyal member of the gang who died protecting them, or was he a spy who got what was coming? The community has theories. Lots of theories. Some blame Micah, others think he ran back to the O'Driscolls willingly, but theories aren't evidence. We're going to solve this case by following the clues until we find the truth. This is the Kieran Duffy file. Our investigation starts at the beginning. Chapter 1. The gang is frozen, desperate, and on the run from Blackwater. They stumble onto an O'Driscoll camp and decided to attack.
There they are. That's definitely them.
Home?
I think so. Yeah, that's him.
Just watch what happens here. Colum grabs the man, slaps him hard across the face, then shoves him away dismissively. The man, who is in fact Kieran, is rattled, humiliated, and rides off alone. Dutch and Arthur watch him go. This is our first piece of evidence. If Kieran was important enough to be planted as a spy in the Vanderlyn gang, Dutch would probably know who he was. But he doesn't. Kieran is a nobody, just another face. And even within the O'Driscolls, he was being treated like disposable muscle. Arthur captures him without a fight. No dramatic shootouts, no last stand, just a scared man who gets dragged back to camp and tied up like a dog. And the way the gang treats him tells us everything about what they think he's worth.
Welcome to your new home. Hope you're real happy here.
You want me to make him talk?
Oh no, now all we'll get is lies. Uncle, Mr. Williamson, tie this maggot up someplace safe. We get him hungry first. I got a saying, my friend. We shoot fellas as need shooting, save fellas as need saving, and feed 'em as need feeding. We are gonna find out what you need.
Dutch doesn't even bother questioning him right away. He's not a priority. He's just another problem to deal with later. For days, maybe weeks, Kieran is starved and threatened.
We kept you alive.
I'd rather be dead.
Patience, my friend. Patience.
Bill Williamson waves castration tools in his face. Every interaction is built on terror and coercion. Kieran's entire relationship with the Vanderlyn gang starts from this foundation of brutality.
You must be hungry.
Like you wouldn't believe.
Well, I'll leave this here then. In the dirt. Where those other O'Driscolls left my husband.
He's not choosing to betray the O'Driscolls, he's being forced to. The spy theory falls apart right here. You don't plant a spy by having him captured, starved, and tortured. That's not a cover story, that's actual trauma. Eventually, Kieran breaks. He tells them he knows where an O'Driscoll hideout is, 6 Point Cabin, so Arthur, John, and Bill force him to lead them there. For Kieran, this is life or death. If the information is wrong, if this is a trap, Bill has made it very clear what's going to happen to Kieran.
You'll die, boy. But you'll lose your balls first.
The gang attacks the cabin. The information is good. There's a firefight. O'Driscolls die, but Colum isn't there. After the shooting stops, Arthur goes to search Colum's personal cabin. And what happens next changes everything. Kieran Duffy shoots and kills a member of his old gang to save Arthur Morgan's life. In one deliberate choice, he crosses a line he can never uncross. Think about what he just did, what this means. He murdered an O'Driscoll to protect a Vanderlyn. There's no explanation he could give Colum that would make this okay. If he was a spy, his cover just disintegrated. If he wasn't, he's a traitor now. Either way, he's signed his own death warrant with the O'Driscolls. There's no going back.
Come here!
What?
You set us up.
No, I didn't.
You did. Colm O'Driscoll ain't here.
He was here, I swear.
Arthur immediately suspects a setup because Colm isn't there. He's ready to kill Kieran right now. But Kieran makes his case pretty simple with logic.
If I was setting you up, I wouldn't have saved your life.
Even Bill Williamson, who's been threatening to geld him for weeks, admits.
It's a good point, Arthur.
And in that moment, Kieran's actions spoke louder than words ever could. But then something interesting happens. Arthur gives him an out.
All right, then, go on. Get out of here.
Hey?
I won't kill you.
I didn't set you
Get
up.
lost.
Shit, lost.
I'm letting you run away. Now go on.
Think about this moment. If Kieran were a spy, this is his golden opportunity. His mission failed, but now he can escape, return to Colm, and report everything he's learned. It's the perfect exit. But watch what he does instead.
That's as good as killing me. Out there, without you, Colm O'Driscoll's gonna lose his mind about this.
He doesn't take the chance to run. He begs to stay. He knows what he's done. He knows what the O'Driscolls will do to him if they find him. A failed spy would run back and spin a yarn, but a refugee seeking asylum stays and pleads for protection. His motivation has never been ideology or loyalty to Dutch's philosophy. He just wants to survive, and he needs the Vanderlyn gang to do it. And he meant it. Later, while fishing with Arthur, Kieran would admit he lived in constant terror.
I'm still a prisoner, Arthur. I can't step outside camp by myself for a second without being terrified one of Colm's boys is gonna come pick me up. When I'm in camp, I got Bill and Sadie whispering in my ear all the time they're gonna kill me in my sleep. Like living in a nightmare.
He knew exactly what the O'Driscolls would do to him if they found him. That's not the mindset of a spy with a safe word. That's more of the mindset of a traitor who knows his execution is just a matter of time. So Kieran joins the gang, not as a trusted member, not as family, but as the camp's stable hand. The outsider, the O'Driscoll boy. Bill still threatens him. Jack throws rocks at him, but slowly something changes. Kieran has been alone most of his life. Orphaned young by cholera, he survived on his own with only 2 skills.
Horses and fishing.
When Arthur sarcastically told him,
Well, just think now you'll never be alone again.
it hit deeper than Arthur knew. For someone who'd never belonged anywhere, even being the camp's outcast was better than being alone. He finds a place. He befriends Sean and talks with Mary Beth. He goes fishing with Arthur. By the time the gang celebrates Jack's return at Shady Belle, Kieran tells Arthur he's genuinely happy to be part of this family. For the first time in his life, he has a home, and then he disappears. Here's the most damning evidence of Kieran's status in the gang. Nobody noticed he was gone. Not Dutch, not Arthur, not anyone. Compare this to John Marston's disappearance in Chapter 1 after just 2 days.
I'm sorry to ask, but
It's little John. He's got himself caught into a scrape
he
again.
ain't been seen in two days.
Your John will be fine.
Abigail and Hosea are panicking, sending out search parties, but Kieran, he was gone long enough to be captured, tortured, killed, and mutilated. And the first time anyone realized anything was wrong was when his headless corpse rode into camp. If Kieran had been valuable enough to be planted as Colm's spy, Dutch would have known his name back in Chapter 1. If he'd been valued enough to be trusted, someone would have noticed when he vanished. But neither was true. The game doesn't tell us why Kieran left camp that day because it doesn't matter. What matters is that he could disappear for that long without anyone caring. That's not the treatment of a spy. That's not even the treatment of a full member of a family. That's the treatment of someone disposable. And here's the cruel irony. Colm O'Driscoll's plan was probably to use Kieran as bait, to lure Dutch into a rescue attempt just like he tried with Arthur.
We lure an angry Dutch in to rescue you. Grab all of you and hand you in. Then disappear.
But the bait only works if someone notices and cares that the captive is gone. But nobody did, so Colm had to adapt and Kieran became something else entirely. We're back where we started, the crime scene. For this entire investigation, we've been treating Kieran's death as a mystery we need to solve, but the way he died tells us everything we need to know about how he lived. Let's connect all the evidence. Kieran wasn't a spy. We've basically proven that. He committed an act of treason against the O'Driscolls by saving Arthur. He chose to stay with the Vanderlyn gang because he had no other option. But now we need to ask, Why did the O'Driscolls do this to him? Kieran disappeared from the camp. The O'Driscolls found him. They killed him in a specific, brutal way, then attacked Shady Belle. The timing matters. They launch a full assault on the camp right after delivering his body, which means they knew where it was. So the question is, how did they find out? Earlier in Chapter 3, Colum O'Driscoll captured Arthur and laid out his entire playbook.
We lure an angry Dutch in to rescue you.
That's the O'Driscoll Doctrine. Capture a Vanderlyn member, use them as bait, ambush the rescue party. This was the plan with Arthur. This was almost certainly the plan with Kieran, but here's the problem. If Kieran was Colum's spy, why would Colum need to bait Dutch? A spy is already inside. You don't need to lure anyone anywhere. The fact that Colum treated Kieran like every other captive proves Kieran wasn't special. He wasn't an asset. He was just another pawn in the blood feud. Now here's where the spy theory completely falls apart. Think about what would happen if Kieran had actually been Colum's plant. The O'Driscolls capture him. He tells them, "I've been undercover with the Vanderlyn gang for months. I shot one of our boys to maintain my cover, just like we planned. Now I can tell you everything, their location, their numbers, their vulnerabilities." In that scenario, Kieran walks out of that room alive. He's a valuable asset who's completed his mission, but that's not what happened. Look at what they did to his body. Decapitated, eyes gouged out, displayed as a message. This is a traitor's death. The execution of someone who betrayed the O'Driscolls when he killed their man to save Arthur. This level of brutality doesn't say mission accomplished. It says you chose them over us, and this is the price. Now, could Kieran have broken under torture and given them the camp's location? Possibly. He was, after all, just a stable hand, not some hardened outlaw built to withstand interrogation. Maybe they got it out of him, maybe they didn't. But here's what really matters. Even if he told them, it wasn't voluntary, because after they got what they needed, or when they realized he wouldn't talk, they didn't just kill him, they butchered him. They made an example of him. That's not what you do to a spy who serves you, that's what you do to a traitor. The O'Driscolls may have found Shady Belle through Kieran, through tracking or some other way, but the manner of his death removes all doubt as to where his loyalties were. Kieran Duffy died protecting people who never fully trusted him.
Mr. Swanson, would you take this boy and bury him someplace near, but not too near? Of course.
Even in death, Kieran remains an outsider. Near, but not too near. Dutch orders him buried with respect, but not as family. That single line captures the entire tragedy of his story. Kieran spent his final months desperately trying to belong. He found kindness from a few people like Mary Beth and Sean. He found a purpose in caring for the horses. He even found moments of peace like that fishing trip with Arthur, but he was never truly one of them. And when the O'Driscolls came for him, he made a choice. He chose them anyway. Based on the evidence, Kieran Duffy was not a spy. He was a victim of circumstance who became a refugee seeking safety. Coerced into betraying the O'Driscolls, he made an irrevocable choice to save Arthur Morgan's life. He begged to join the gang because he had nowhere else to go. When he was captured and tortured by the people he'd betrayed, he refused to give up the location of the camp. His death wasn't the punishment for being a traitor to the Vanderlyn gang, it was the punishment for being a traitor to the O'Driscolls. Kieran Duffy died loyal. He died defending people who would bury him near, but not too near. Arthur writes in his journal that he regrets not being able to save Kieran after Kieran saved him. Mary Beth calls the O'Driscolls pigs and demands justice. A few people noticed. A few people cared. The gang as a whole never really accepted him, though. Kieran knew that. He knew it, and he protected them anyway. Loyalty in its purest form. Case closed. So that's my verdict anyway. But this is Red Dead Redemption 2, and it's full of mysteries that deserve this kind of investigation. So what other mysteries do you think I should try to crack open next? Drop your suggestions in the comments down below. Let me know, and we'll follow the evidence wherever it leads. And if you enjoyed this video, you should probably watch this one, where I went over the entire Dutch Vanderlyn gang and how it's actually kind of a cult. So yeah.
Not you as well. It's not Colm. It's Colum. In Ireland, we say column.